important. There is Mizzou. Again, winners of 5 out of their last 6. They are trying to continue to cement themselves as an upper echelon team in the league. Mississippi State, meanwhile, looking to bounce back from that really gut-wrenching, high-scoring loss to Alabama in this building just a few days ago.
Had their opportunities too, Kev, on that one.
A couple of miscues down the stretch. Can they correct them and get right? It's just another day in the SEC, so it's a second straight top 25 game in this building. Great atmosphere, crowd. They've got this place packed, and so it is a fantastic way to start our coverage. Well, there is the defensive pressure you mentioned. It'll stay here with Mizzou, or will it? Yeah, KB Burdett says that one was thrown out of bounds by Missouri. So there is that aggressive, trapping, pressure defense that Dennis Gates brought here a few years ago. They forced the steal, but Mississippi State will get it back.
It's going to be critical for Mississippi State to come meet the basketball with that high pressure. Can't throw any lob passes. That'll get picked up.
Wow, and so if you are Mizzou, you are fired up here. That's consecutive turnovers that they have done on Chris Jantz's starting 5 there. You just saw it a moment ago. Hubbard, as we mentioned, leads the way, 17 a game this season. The Bulldogs' leading scorer. So meanwhile, on the other side, this has been the starting unit for most of SEC play. This is the veteran Tony Perkins, gets that to rattle through.
You're supposed to get that kind of a bounce on the road. Kevin Fitzgerald, Tony Perkins. I love these rims.
I mean, there is some juice on the Missouri side for this early noon tip, local time here in Starkville. There's R.J. Melendez. He triggers the triple. That's offline. It's a one-and-done possession. So Mizzou with a couple of turnovers, and they forced the miss. They got it here with the 3-0 lead.
Critical again for Mizzou defensive rebounding. Mississippi State's a top 30 offensive rebounding team.
Oh, how about their 5-man? Mark Mitchell stepping out, stretching it for 3.
Well, he can shoot the 3, but the previous possession, he gets the ball in the paint, finds Tony Perkins in the corner for a 3. He's a facilitator and a scorer.
Well, Missouri hit 11 threes in their win against a ranked Ole Miss team last weekend. Very good from beyond the arc. They were 44%. Here's Claudell Harris, the dynamic scorer, can't hit it. They're going to get R.J. Melendez here for the little WWE style takedown. Well, Pat, there is Dennis Gates. 3rd season now as the Missouri head coach. The epic turnaround continues for the 44-year-old from Chicago. 8 wins a year ago. They've doubled that. They're 16-4, and so this is the program's best 20-game start to a season in more than a decade. They have thrived this season.
Well, he gives his players as much confidence as any coach in the country.
This is a connected group, and they've had success this year. Mark Mitchell is very productive 5-man, lost it on the way up. Shot clock is starting to drain. Cam Matthews, that's the SEC steals leader, picks that pass off. Lob into the paint, Michael Nwoko, a couple of head fakes, blocked by Mitchell, who recovers.
Is key. You got to stop the basketball. Missouri in transition, they want to get in the paint. Look out for shooters.
Yep, Perkins pulls up from 12. Rebound down to Matthews. That's the veteran in his 5th season with the program.
So I'm going to say
the accelerator now for Mississippi State's first.
He is one of the best transition offensive players in the entire country because he can steal it, start transition on his own, rebound, but also he gets to the rim and he can facilitate and kick out for a 3 for his teammate.
Meanwhile, Mitchell gets fouled on the other end. Chris Jans also hired March of 2022, and so he has turned Mississippi State into a perennial NCAA tournament contender now. Went to the tournament each of the last 2 years. If they make it this season, first time in more than 20 years they've gotten to 3 straight tournaments. They're very much in position to do so at the 16-5 mark. But well, it's a quick turnaround from the loss on Wednesday against Alabama. That one really tore Coach Jans up. They were right there at the end.
But he explained it pretty good in his pregame press conference where he said the players forget quickly. You know, the coaches hold on to it. But you want your players, yes, it hurts, but you got to rebound quickly, just a couple of days. And we've seen Missouri right here on this Josh Hubbard high ball screen. They've trapped him every single time. Do not want him to come off that screen pulling 3.
Hubbard has not taken a shot yet. Matthews has the only basket for Mississippi State, and it's another steal. Trent Pierce to the hole. A 10-2 start for Mizzou, who only has one road win. You get this early tip, and so they're off to a really fine start.
You can't have any lazy passes against Missouri. They're always up in the passing lane. That's why I say you got to meet the basketball. Right there, Hubbard does another trap. Good decision.
Deshaun Murphy with his first look off the bench. Their very productive sixth man misfires twice on that end of the floor. Mizzou with a burst. 10-2 advantage for the visitors in his top 25 battle.
This is a tough matchup. Mark Mitchell is so good. He'll back you down. He can take it to the hole. And then look how he draws the defense and then kicks out for a three.
Matthews was hounding Robinson, and so he forces the sophomore to throw it away.
I love Anthony Robinson. My suggestion, don't try to take on Cam Matthews. Right again there, you got to come to the basketball. Sean Jones doesn't. Results in Mizzou getting out in that passing lane. You're going to have to be tough with the basketball today on both ends of the floor. State's got a very aggressive, physical style defense as well. Now you see Cam Matthews running the point guard position.
Oh, look who's open. Hubbard, yes!
That's how they drew it up. That's the value of having Cam Matthews also being able to play the point guard position. Claudell Harris can come off screens for threes, and of course Hubbard. It's a big point guard right there.
Sellout, whiteout inside Humphrey Coliseum. Mizzou started on that 10-2 run. Hubbard's three, back to a 5-point game. Late shot clock offense, good ball movement here. Robinson with the leaner, got it to go. So the sophomore from Tallahassee, who's blossomed this year, as the visitors ahead by 7. This should be a fairly compelling, very competitive game we expect today. Top 25 battle in Starkville. There's the pressure.
Quick swing. Claudell should stay in that corner for that three.
And so he started to creep inside that three-point line, had to reset the feet, and so he's 0 of 2 from distance to start.
Great three-point shooter. Got to keep the feet still.
There's Sean Jones Jr. up ahead to Hubbard. Bounce pass to Harris. Ball fake. Fouled by Bates. And so Claudell Harris is at the line when we return to Starkville. First time these two programs have ever met in a top 25 battle, and Mizzou is off to a really fine start. Itself is one of the upper echelon teams in the league. Big reason why their gigantic wins, the one back in December, taking down previously #1 ranked Kansas, had a little court storming, and then Pat, you had a front row seat for this top 5 road win against a very quality Florida team. Tamar Bates, they ambushed the post game there. This is a deep, connected rotation and roster, and it has translated to success on the floor. Look at the epic turnaround. 8-24 last year. Almost strange how things bottomed out last year. They didn't have a single win against a top 25 team. Dennis Gates and this really quality staff, they got the rotation right, and now look how things have flipped. They've doubled their win total and counting compared to a year ago.
A big part of that, too, is bringing in the right guys. So he goes to the transfer portal, obviously keeps Tamar Bates, one of the better players. Caleb Grill, don't forget,
right there.
Battled injuries last year, really tough injuries. But you bring in high-level guys. Mark Mitchell from Duke transferred. You bring in Tony Perkins, transfer from Iowa. These guys have played a lot of college basketball minutes. You got vets out there, tough guys. Perkins is about as physical as you're going to want to see.
And there you go. Those are the really impactful acquisitions. And then you blend it with those returning pieces, like you mentioned. A guy like Robinson takes a really nice step forward as a sophomore.
Great sophomore.
The formula is right. And again, it was almost strange to see them go 0-8. I don't think most folks wouldn't have said that's the worst roster in the SEC a year ago. And it was just a strange way last season played out on the heels, remember, of an NCAA tournament appearance in Gates' first season.
You see a little 2-2-1 pressure from Mississippi State here, just trying to slow down that Missouri offense. What I love about Missouri's offense right now with Josh Gray in, they can play 5 out with him too. Big 7-footer.
He's got it now, number 33 in that bright gold. Trent Pierce wants 3. Missed it way short. Here comes Murphy to erase the Bates layup. Ball back to the Bulldogs. So a nice defensive sequence after the free throw. Mississippi State again scored 84, okay, on Wednesday. That was the good news in that game against Alabama. Allowed 88, and so they would certainly love a better defensive effort. You mentioned it. This should be a pretty physical, tenacious battle when you look at these backcourts. Josh Hubbard off to a good start, just like Wednesday, hitting his first two triples again.
And right there you saw how he doesn't need a screen to get off. He understands how to create space, and he rises so high in his jump shot. Even as a smaller player, it's tough to contest that.
There's Bates, savvy senior. That baseline pass funnels to Perkins, missed it. And it stays here. Matthews fumbled it out of bounds.
All you got to give Josh Hubbard is a little bit of space. He can create it on his own. Caught Perkins off balance, going to his right, just read it perfectly. Take what the defense gives you. Josh Hubbard, this good sign for Mississippi State, as now he's carrying that game from midweek into Saturday.
Just a high-scoring sophomore from Madison, Mississippi. Nobody works harder.
Met his father earlier today.
Yeah.
Great guy, Mr. Hubbs.
There's Caleb Grill. Here is the marksman.
They got lucky there,
Kevin.
Kevin.
The most accurate three-point shooter in the SEC. Second best in the nation. Back rims it there.
Right, but you've got to have communication there for Mississippi State. That's just, they got very fortunate there. That is a money shot for Caleb Grill.
Nwoko way off. Sean Jones Jr. fights for the offensive board. And so a new 20. Hubbard, three-level scorer, funnels it. Here's Kugel, way off. New 20, Murphy scores it at the rim.
So early on in this game, Missouri had done a great job of defensive rebounding, which got them out in transition. Slowly, Mississippi State has been able to worm down on that offensive glass.
So it's a little mini 6-0 run. Gray gets blocked by the rim. And now you got numbers here. Mississippi State pushes. Kugel to the cutter. Nwoko.
He shot that with his foot. Did you see that? I've never seen that before.
With the back facing the basket that time.
He almost kicked it in.
He kicked it?
Yes.
Better with the toe.
Good pass. Gonna reward the big fella, Nwoko. Watch this. Oh, maybe he didn't. It looked pretty acrobatic, though. I'll give it to him.
This is a little combo shot. First foul on Grill. So the productive starter, it's Michael Nwoko, sophomore from Toronto.
Coach
Jans. Done something like that?
No, I can't do that.
Me?
My entire body with my hip would come out of place. Forget about what happened to my hamstrings. Well, Coach Jans implored these guys. We have got to attack the paint. Our first thing we want to do is get to the rim, get to the free throw line, because Mizzou is a high-rate free throw shooting team. They make 20 a game, Mizzou, and go to the line 28 times.
Yeah, one of the best totals in the nation. And so, Pat, all of a sudden, 8-0 Mississippi State run. What is Missouri's advantage today in your eyes in this road match?
That three-point shot, that's a great equalizer. If you can get in transition, and this guy right here, great job.
Yeah, Nwoko closed out nicely. So you got Robinson, who is capable from distance. Gray gets Mizzou a new 20. Last touch by the Tigers.
We all know high three-point shooting team, long shots, long rebounds. Missouri, they only had 5 offensive rebounds last game, but they can get on the glass and hurt you there as well.
So the Bulldogs are trying to stretch this 8-0 run. They've hit a couple of threes. They've gotten to the free throw line 4 times. Harris picks up the dribble off the screen. This is Murphy now, late in the shot clock. Keyshawn Murphy, dribble drive. There's Nwoko, fires. There's Gray, a very reliable rebounder. Yep, big man off the bench. Takes that one away. Grill driving kick. Here's another capable three-point shooter, and that's Jacob Cruz.
Well, you have to get up on Caleb Grill. He knows that. Use that little shot fake to get in the paint. Nice drive and kick. 3.
Nice decision by the 6th-year senior captain there. Got some contact in the lane. So that'll be a
high school quarterback. Caleb Grill.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Took it deep. Missouri by 2. Good one today in Starkville.
I said, what do you mean? You're going to hug and bully the Bulldog and
what do we have?
Guys with dressed as bananas behind us? Could have captured all that.
We would have had to speed up the footage there, make it look a little more exciting.
Yes, exactly.
1.5 speed. Again, great stuff from our producer, El Havel, by the way. Captured that, so that was some fun at practice yesterday. So Michael Nwoko has been above the rim quite often.
Thank you for showing us that, too, Nwoko.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people have seen that side of the rim.
Well, he has gotten better and better, I think, as this season has played out. Last year, didn't play that much behind North Shadow Mirror at Miami, so he hits the portal, comes to Mississippi State to take on a starting role, like really quality 15, 20 minutes a game he's given this Bulldogs team. So we're 9 minutes in, Pat. Mizzou went on that 10-2 run to start the game. Cruz wants another from the wing, down and out. New 20, Warwick underneath. Lost it out of bounds, and so that was last touch by Mississippi State. They'll get it here.
Yeah, again, going back to that long shot, long rebound. State has got to put bodies on. You've got guards flying in from the three-point line, trying to get a second chance opportunity. And I like Mississippi State in transition, right? But you got to secure the rebound before you do anything.
They've had a solid rebound margin for much of the year, but it's trending in the wrong direction in league play. They were -6 on the glass in that loss to Alabama.
Another high-rate three-point shooting team.
Well, that's got to be the area of concern. They gave up 15 on Wednesday. Gray in traffic. Gray sticks with it. Got it to go.
I don't know how he split two State defenders, but he did it. Credit him. Great balance and strength playing through contact.
Yeah, the brawny, wide-bodied fifth-year senior from Brooklyn. He's got his first field goal. Screen and roll, punched away by Bates.
Lazy pass, I'm going to get away with
this. Grill right back to Bates. Blocked, but a foul on Murphy. So they whistle the junior for his first. And Tamar Bates is going to the line.
Well, again, just a lazy pass, throwing it up for anybody in the yellow jersey. Good job by Tamar Bates. Little give and go, like Bird to McHale, back to Bird. Actually, it was the other way around.
Well,
that's good basketball. Two veteran guys.
Well, they were looking like the Celtics of old the other day. Remember, the 26 for him, 22 for Grill. So while we got a moment here on the SEC Network later today, this is our primetime battle. Texas A&M in Columbia to take on South Carolina. Still looking for their first SEC win. So one of many quality games we got here on the network. We're kicking it off in style here for the top 20 battle.
South Carolina has been right there, one-possession games multiple times this year.
Well, a couple weeks ago, remember, they pushed this Mississippi State team into overtime. Bulldogs beat them. Hubbard has hit a couple of threes for the Dogs. Had to give it up here. Harris, a little hesitation. Harris on the dribble drive. This is Jones trying to just break free. Another deflection. And you can see the defensive activity that you've been highlighting all afternoon.
State's going to have to get a little ball fake right there. Just a little ball fake, bounce pass. Cannot try to throw directly through them.
Yeah, it's a good idea there for Murphy. It's just you have a low success rate against this aggressive Mizzou team for passes like that. So that is now 6 Mississippi State turnovers. Robinson goes chest to chest. Offensive foul.
And Kevin, on that tight play we just saw, turnover by Mississippi State. Play with 2 feet in the paint right here. Just a good job by Claudio Harris, just establishing his position there, taking the hit. It's going to be a physical game. But on the other end, this is for youngsters too. Play off 2 feet. You get in the lane, boom. 2 feet, hard dribble. You can go up and score. How about a ball fake? High, throw low. Fake low, throw high.
Got more options.
Simple hoops, baby.
Got more options. That layup is down for Harris. That logic applies to the 7-foot hoop or the 10-foot hoop.
Claudio Harris, we know him as a three-point shooter. Kid is a great athlete, transfer from Boston College.
Oh, Jones nearly took it away from the senior Bates. Trying to lock in here. Gray is coming to set the screen. Wild pass. Robinson, though, knocked away. Mississippi State steals it. Pass over to Melendez. Transition 3. Buries it. You can see the emotions, the energy from these players on both sides. They know the significance in this top 25 game. Grilled, a straight on three, book it.
Just
that
when
is
you
money.
think you've got him covered. Once he catches it, you're done. You've got to move on the pass, so you're there already on his shooting hand on the catch.
Most effective in the league. Why? What is it about his game?
Well, first of all, he gets his feet set. He's always on balance. He's got a great release on his shot, so he's ready on the catch. And it's too late for the defense by that point. Little zone here by Missouri. Great decision, Melendez.
Harris, let's see if he can answer. Rebound down to Robinson. So Grill just hit his first triple. Missouri is 4 out of 8 from distance, and it's been 4 different players that have connected.
No, I was just going to say,
this is a
I'm
deep
just going to say, too much space, Kevin.
Throws it in.
Kevin.
Well, even from that range.
Well, your hands are down. Harris's hands are down. You know what that means. Hands down, that's when you rise up and shoot over the defense. From the hash mark?
His range is just anywhere in the building right now. Wichita's finest has got 2 triples. And Mizzou's lead now extends back to 7.
Got to get somebody in the middle. Cam Matthews right there going to the free throw line area.
Hubbard puts it up, puts it in, and the foul. He wants the 4-point play.
Balance, rise up. There's a high vertical leap on his jump shot. Helps him get it over the defender.
Took 28 shots in that tough 4-point loss to Alabama a couple of days ago.
50% still.
38, most for any SEC player this season. That was his career high, 3rd 30-point game. Chris Jans likes to say he's the great equalizer.
Oh, there's no question.
And some. But nobody works harder, carries himself, and he's a sophomore. You would think by the way he plays, and carries himself based on the poise, how measured he is. You'd think a lot older, but he is undoubtedly a bona fide all-SEC player again this season. And so he's got 10. Pat, it was a 4-point play, a very timely one for the Bulldogs. They're down 4 in this top 25 battle.
Mark Mitchell back in. Cam Matthews draws that assignment.
Oh, look who's wide open. Grill buries another. That's his 3rd.
I'll go back to great shooters understand how to get open. Now, Mississippi State, clearly miscommunication. Coach Jans is not going to like that at all. That's the first guy that you look at on the scouting report defensively.
Well, it's a zone that he is in right now. Harris answers. That's his first triple.
Speaking of zone, great job by Melendez getting in the middle of that zone, immediately catches it, kicks it out to the corner for an open 3. That's where you're going to have success against that zone.
Shooter, these teams 11 of 20 from distance combined. There's the 12th. So Mizzou has hit 7. Mississippi State's got 5, and so Jacob Cruz now with 2 in the first half. These are big minutes from the senior from Hilliard, Florida.
Despite the early tip, it did not affect these guys at all.
Would you rather play in an early game like this during your play days?
I loved it. I loved it. Not having to sit around. Good attack move here.
This is Jones, ball fake, goes up. There was a good contest from Perkins, and the veteran pulls it down. This rhythmic, connected Missouri offense, shooting 56% from the field. They've made their last 5. Cruz pulls another, can't hit it. That ball is free, and that's a loose ball foul on Mississippi State.
Caleb Grill finds himself wide open. You see the cut from Tony Perkins right there, draws R.J. Melendez into the paint. You forget about Caleb Grill and Cruz, just a quick pop right there, catch and shoot. He's another guy that, we were talking about Caleb Grill, but Cruz is a guy that's a quick catch and shoot guy. Can't give him any daylight.
By the way, that foul was on Mitchell, so it's coming back the other way. You know, Cruz he's cemented himself in the rotation here, this first-year transfer. Very productive 10-15 minutes a game he's giving. Hubbard, another one. But this is a prolific start for the shooters.
Well, Caleb Grill did all he could in that situation. Josh Hubbard understands how to create space, and then again, he gets up so high on his jump shot, he can shoot it over his defender, despite being under 6 feet. 6 feet, we'll give him 6 feet.
Round up. 4 of 4 from distance. Cruz is way off. That was Hubbard with the contest. Now Cruz thought he got hit. This one is still free on the baseline. Mizzou has it. Mitchell, couple of ball fakes, got it. And the foul. Mark Mitchell would not be denied to keep Mizzou ahead by 5.
And this Mizzou has shown up on the offensive glass. Obviously, we know if you're going to save it, Riley Kugel, not under your own basket, because that most of the time is the result. Try to save it to a teammate. The opponent steps in. So I think when you look at Missouri, what they've been able to take advantage of is the offensive glass. Right now, Mizzou's at 5 offensive rebounds. What that has done, not only give them second chance opportunities, Kevin Fitzgerald, but it has not allowed Mississippi State to get out in transition.
Yep.
Mississippi State's great in transition.
This is just a high-level battle to start.
Really
great
clean
shot
basketball.
making. Yep.
Great shot making, exactly. And still a physical style game as well. 6'10" Keyshawn Murphy playing a point forward position.
Plays really dynamic. Matthews, the blow by and the throwdown. A little show it, drive it,
show and go.
Jam it.
I wish he had those glasses on for that one. That'd have been his video glasses.
There's Grill, puts it up, can't hit it. Bots off of Pierce's fingertips. We have so much footage of you walking around pregame. You don't have any more space. Lob it up. Melendez, or rather Kugel, pardon me.
Just a
Could
great,
not get up and catch it. So
good ball movement, player movement by Mississippi State. Cam Matthews says everybody's going to go towards Josh Hubbard. That handoff right there, you see both Mizzou guys. Listen, it's no secret Hubbard's on fire. Cam Matthews takes advantage of the over-aggressiveness of Mizzou.
That's a fifth-year senior in his 155th game with a great move that time. Grill on the attack, finds Pierce, lost it, but he still scores it. Trent Pierce with 5.
And on the other end, Grill understands he is going to get a lot of the attention. Drive to the hoop, defense going to shrink in, find me a cutter, or pitch out for a 3.
Well, Grill has got the 3 triples. He's got the 9 points. Hubbard right here with 12, hasn't missed. Kugel, show it, drive it. Got his hands on it, this is Murphy. One more look, Murphy can't throw it in, but Keyshawn Murphy draws the foul. And so he's at the line when we come back in this very entertaining first half. It's a
settled into your seat. You're going to have a fantastic game this evening. What do you think about Arkansas bringing back DJ Wagner, Big Ivasic, Adu Thero, who is the SEC's most improved player? I really appreciate Fish teasing that big matchup between the Cats and the Hogs. The Hogs going to be chasing the Cats around all night. What do you think?
Kentucky 11-1 in their building this season. And so can Arkansas keep up with one of the highest scoring teams in the nation? Pat, let's remind everybody, Sunday, big-time quadruple header, so that is tomorrow. Our women's hoops coverage, it begins with the reigning national champ, South Carolina, hosting Auburn at noon. LSU at 2. You got the top 15 battle at 4 Eastern. And then Texas A&M once again at 6.
Coach Schaefer at Texas. Taking a nice rivalry game right there. Love the great Coach Schaefer.
So you got 10 teams ranked in the AP poll on the men's side of the SEC. You got 8 more on the women's side. Dominant league, any way you look at it. Tamar Bates has got 4 now.
Just attack that Mississippi State press. Go right at him. Good decision.
Kugel, short corner, 15-footer. That one is offline. And so Bates down with a second rebound. Missouri very rhythmic. Boy, they're moving the ball on this side of the floor.
Yeah, they're doing an excellent job of taking what the defense gives them, finding the opening man. Not a high assist team, although today they are.
Worth noting, Anthony Robinson, their starting point guard, 3 fouls, so he has been on the bench the latter half of this period. That'll stay here at 3.6 on the shot clock in the building.
Mississippi State changing up their defenses, trying to throw that Mizzou offense off balance just enough, which they did. 3.6 on the shot clock. So now you think to yourself, okay, it's going to be a tough shot coming in. Defensive rebound if you're Mississippi State.
This is a tough spot to inbound. Bates flips it, Grill, 3 seconds, got to put it up, there it is. Missed it as a shot clock violation.
So looking at Mississippi State, Josh Hubbard, big game, midweek, 38 points. didn't get a
Huge
lot
game.
from his teammates, right? Riley Kugel has been great in his leading up to that Alabama game, that's scoring double digits. State's going to have somebody else in that scoring department step up.
Well, Harris has hit a couple of shots. He has 6. Outside of that, not that much to spotlight. Harris finds the cutter. Murphy lost it, but it was last deflected by Mizzou, so it does stay here 12 on the timer. Maybe it's Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy, he can score, facilitate. You look at Harris again. Melendez, Kugel, those guys can shoot it, attack the rim, get out in transition. Oh, Caleb Grill.
Oh, that's a break, perhaps.
You saying it went off White?
Off the knee. A lot of knees featured.
Number 3
in this first half.
Yeah. 10
Matthews.
seconds on the shot clock here for State.
Harris looking to improvise. Harris picks up the dribble with 4. That is a difficult turnaround, contested fall away, and then a foul on Missouri. So, you know, you've spotlighted just the battle in the paint and on the glass. A little pressure there that Mississippi State puts on Mizzou. Now Murphy is going to the line for a 1-and-1. Bulldogs in the bonus.
And Missouri has done a pretty good job in the defensive glass. Josh Gray, big 7-footer Josh Gray coming in right now after that possession, giving up the offensive rebound. Coach Gates says, okay, fellas, more of this smaller lineup. I can bring in my big fella.
Well, that's the second on Mitchell, so he's very likely to sit down the rest of this half, and it's an empty opportunity there for Murphy. Top 25 battle. These two teams, they have been trending in the right direction. Pierce wants 3, buries it. Timeout, Mississippi State. And Mizzou takes its largest lead of this first half, Pat, on the heels of their 8th triple. Chris Jan's not happy.
We've seen this from Missouri all day. They're able to put it on the ground, take advantage of Mississippi State. You see the entire Mississippi State defense focused on Perkins, attacking the rim. Credit Missouri, though, multiple times. They have talked about this before in the scout report. They've had a shooter on the opposite side, whether it's in the corner or the wing. They say, okay, fellas, it's going to be open. Attack, but you got to get that skip pass. And it's been on time, on target with that skip pass from the 3-point line all day.
Missouri has just been thriving from distance, as you mentioned, in league play. They're 8 of 16 from distance in this first half. They've really taken the sellout crowd out of it for much of the first.
So, Kevin, part of being a great shooter or a great shooting team is you take the right shots, okay? And I've always said, like a shot like that, that is a wide open shot. So high percentage basketball is what? Layups, dunks, free throws, open three-pointers.
Yep.
And then throw in Caleb Grill. He can just shoot it from anywhere. I mean, they're shooting over 50% from the 3-point line.
Yep.
You're not supposed to do that on the road in the hump against Mississippi State.
Oh, the juice in the building is absent now. Hubbard wants 3, can't answer. And so Josh Gray secures it. Missouri, Pat, has led for all but 1 minute of this opening period. And now this is their largest lead. Harris blankets Grill. This is Perkins. Starts to initiate. Bounce back to Bates. So he's got the bigger Murphy on him. Bates, little jab step. Bates, step back 3. Can't get it. And Gray with the offensive board. So Missouri, that is now their 7th offensive rebound. They're on the positive end there. 8 to shoot. Grill, he's going to have to hoist from 40 feet.
Stop.
Drills it. That was nearly half court. Come on.
And we've talked about his range, but I don't think anybody expected him to be able to shoot it from there. That is just great concentration, leg strength, balance.
Harris, I think I did the math. That's about 40 feet, I would think. So now one more possession here, you would think, for Missouri. Caleb Grill. Larry Bird in your eyes has got 12. I mean, he had that great game against Florida a few weeks ago, and they took down 5th-ranked Florida at the O-Dome.
a little smirk on his face. But it's
a little bounce in the step.
There are days where you are feeling it like that. And Caleb Grill has been fantastic all year long. Had an injury early on this season, battled injuries last year, but you just see how talented, a pure shooter, okay, that also understands great mechanics on his jump shot.
So I think this is undoubtedly our big flex play, brought to you by Southwest. Caleb Grill with 4 threes. Look at where he launches.
It's just, but what's amazing too is it's in the flow. Didn't it look in the flow? I mean, you have that from 40 feet, your estimation, and it was not forced. It was not a launch. It just goes to show you again the strength. You got to have great leg strength, core strength, balance, great release.
Incredibly dedicated, committed, hard worker, and let's just keep underscoring that point. Only played a handful of games last year with the injury, broke his wrist. That is behind him, and he continues to break out in his career season and fuel this Missouri team. Nearly another. Gray puts it up. Yes, this is a statement first half performance by Missouri on the road. Boy, that one nearly banked in from 90 feet. The Tigers hit 9 threes, Pat, 52% from the floor, and Larry Bird with 12.
Well, he is on fire. Just when you thought he was going to make that in the corner, he's human. But they get the offensive rebound stick.
Let's go to
he makes the right pass. We've seen it in the first half. He understands defensive eyes are going to be on him, which allows him to pitch it out for some three-point shots for his teammates.
He's got a couple of assists. It's just on any given night, it can be somebody different. It has been Caleb Grill of late, for sure, for this Missouri team. But you mentioned his facilitating, distributing abilities. Tamar Bates had 26 last time out in that win last weekend. You know, Mitchell has been the guy. Robinson has been the guy. Anybody can beat you offensively, this Missouri team.
I'll tell you this, you knew Mississippi State was going to come out with fire in their eyes. Missouri better be ready, because Coach Jans, I'm sure, did not leave out any type of words in his halftime speech to get Mississippi State back aggressive. That's what he wants to see in that first possession, Kevin. Being aggressive defensively, get a shot clock violation, get the ball back.
Very motivating words.
Yes.
Mississippi State was down for almost the entirety of that first half. They were down 4, 5, 6 at times, but then Mizzou's 12-1 run put them down 14. Harris, who's now 2 of 8 from the field, cannot hit from deep. So what's the adjustment have to be for Mississippi State?
Well, I think they continue to have to attack the basket. That's what they have been wanting to do, because you only have one guy really being able to make some shots. I know Harris made a couple in the first half.
Trent Pierce triggers, can't get it to go. And that's a over-the-back foul on Bates.
And that's the other thing. Listen, these are two excellent defensive teams, especially in the half court. So Mississippi State, if you can defensive rebound, limit your turnovers, get out in transition. When we've seen that happen, we've seen open three-point shots become available, drives to the rim. It starts on their defensive end.
And the defense fuels the offense. Remember last week, 83 in the win against Ole Miss, a ranked victory. The third of the season for Missouri. So they're in position to make it back-to-back. Hubbard, he kicks out that leg. And so he gets the call there. He's got 3 free throws at the line. And they get Perkins for his first.
You see that dribble handoff by Keyshawn Murphy. And listen, it is so tempting, though, for any defender when you see that basketball there to want to reach, to want to strip, right? In Mizzou's mentality, being very aggressive, okay? However, you've got to not give in to the temptation, Kevin Fitzgerald, because he's already had a 3-point shot foul in the first half for a 4-point play.
And now he's got 15.
I feel like I cannot talk during the free throw.
I've noticed. You've paused. It's very
Which
polite.
surprises you, doesn't it?
Well, you've been at the line before. Well, if the logic
I'm not going to get blamed for a lot. A missed free throw, okay?
I don't think anybody would take it personal, but your logic clearly makes sense there. They just went 3 of 3 at the line. So Hubbard has 16. Who else can step up and be that secondary scorer for Mississippi State the rest of the way? 11-point game in a top 25 battle to kick off our coverage today. Bates, pure from 15.
Right, we've talked a lot about Caleb Grill, but Tamar Bates is 6'5", can get his shot off on anybody. That little mid-range jump shot.
So now he's guarding Melendez. There's a deflected pass. Murphy gathers. Murphy goes right into Pierce's sternum. Count it. And the foul.
And you asked who? How about a little bit from everybody? Keyshawn Murphy at 6'10". You can play through him. He is a point forward, looking for the skip pass, doesn't have it. However, just that ball fake, okay? Gets Pierce off balance just enough for him to put it on the floor and finish.
Well, Mississippi State continues to put Missouri in foul trouble. They were in the bonus in the first half. That's 3 on the Tigers early. Murphy, 18 points, 6 boards. He was impactful on Wednesday in that very tight 4-point loss to Alabama. So after a quiet 3-point first half, it's off on good footing here. 10-point game.
Playing through him is a smart idea. State again, full court pressure. And I like this. A lot of times, from a player's standpoint, coach tells you to push up full court press. Your mentality changes into attack, attack, attack.
Mark Mitchell's got 2 fouls. We haven't seen Anthony Robinson yet. Starting point guard had 3 first-half fouls. We've seen a lot of Perkins here. Out to Bates. The lefty cashes in. First triple of the day for Tamar Bates.
Bates back-to-back buckets answered the call in the second half. Again, their most dynamic scorer from Missouri.
Torrid pace from distance. They hit 11 threes last week against Ole Miss, and they have got 10 more today. They've got 50 now, 3 minutes into the second, against a very quality top 15 Mississippi State team. Melendez, it looked good. It was online, but bounced out.
Yeah, that Missouri. And then zone
Grill
defense.
now, by the way, is down in the backcourt.
He got clipped, so on that swing pass, Claudell Harris steps in to try to pick off Caleb Grill. Didn't quite get there in time, but it just kind of got his shoulder. It was on a screen, and Caleb Grill, we know he had that neck injury early on. And here he is on that swing pass. You see Harris coming in a little late, trying to pick off, getting Melendez a little bit of daylight for that 3-point shot. That is a big, strong kid, former high school quarterback, Caleb Grill.
We got 2 in the building now. Or maybe several, or at least 2 I know of.
Right.
The one to my right.
Used to run the option back in the day.
Who's your favorite target? Billy Seward?
Yeah, Billy Seward go deep.
Mitchell, by the way, was harassed at the rim. Now, KB Burdett says Mizzou ball. Everybody else in the arena disagrees. And Tigers will have it 6 on the timer.
Active Mississippi State defense right there.
It clearly was deflected at some point by Hubbard, so it's not an inexplicable one. Grill to the rim. And they're going to say a goaltend there. Somebody had touched the basket. I think it was going in anyway. 15-point lead for Missouri. Largest of the day in Starkville.
With respect of his 3-point shot, you have to play chest to chest with him. Smart move by Grill, no hesitation, just put it on the floor, straight line drive to the hoop.
A couple of 20-point games recently in SEC play. The latest, the win last week against Ole Miss. He's got 14 to lead everybody.
And the zone defense right there, the same action that time. Melendez screens Grill for Harris.
Matthews blocked by Mitchell. He punched it out. And this Missouri defense continues to be suffocating.
Yeah, great time today by Mitchell. That does not happen often for Cam Matthews.
Mitchell, feed it to Gray. That's a foul on Melendez. And so right now, Missouri, to use your term, in attack mode on the road. Tigers in this top 25 battle. We referenced at the top, Missouri trending in the right direction. upward. They've won 5 out of their last 6. The big win on the road, mid-January at Florida. They score 83. That was an eye-opener. I think a lot of folks inside the Missouri program knew what this roster and rotation was capable of. Kind of announced themselves maybe nationally with that win. After the Kansas victory, of course, as well. We beat Ole Miss last week. Okay, another top 25 victory. And they are looking for now consecutive ranked wins. They look very fresh and sharp. They've had the week off, and they've got a game-high 17-point advantage.
And one of their strengths is showing now with their depth and multiple guys scoring balance defensively. They're versatile. Active hands, this zone, trapping zone right here.
Kugel has got to hit it for Mississippi State. Can't get it to go. And so everybody, Pat, outside of Josh Hubbard, 2 of 11 from distance.
Well, and that's why I feel like you'd attack the basket, get to the free throw line. Mississippi State defensive rebound, get out in transition, find a lot more easier open shots as opposed to playing against that Mizzou half-court defense.
And they have been vexing at times. Josh Gray, right to the rim. So Josh Gray says, don't mind if I do. He's got 7, by the way. It's a season high.
I mean, that's 7-footed Josh Gray. Coach Jans is going to tell him, guys, you cannot let that big fella have a direct line to the basket. Get in front of him. I know it'll hurt, but you cannot allow a direct path to the rim.
And Missouri has sucked the life out of this place. It is quiet. Kugel cuts, can't finish. And Gray with another board. So make it 8 points and 8 rebounds now for Josh Gray.
No, I'm sorry, that's just a lack of concentration. Riley Kugel needs to go up off 2 feet, finish that strong.
No, and it's going to take quite the refocus and a reset here for Mississippi State. Mizzou, much sharper today. 19-point advantage, largest lead of the day. This is Perkins, blocked that time by Nwoko. And it is a 9-0 Missouri run, Pat. Remember, on the heels of ending the first half on a 12-1 run.
Coming out of the halftime, I could sense Mississippi State had that sense of urgency defensively, getting up, aggressive full court pressure. Credit Missouri, though. Kevin, when you look at, they just got 7 turnovers, 12 assists. They're doing work on the offensive glass. And, oh, by the way, it helps if you're 10 of 22 from the 3-point line. That always helps when you go on the road.
Is he going to let it go? Gets Kugel in the air and knocks down another triple. That is 5 now for Caleb Grill.
We are seeing an all-time shooting performance in Humphrey Coliseum on the road. You are not supposed to shoot it that well against State's defense.
He's got 17. I mean, he is just automatic at this point. 22-point cushion for the visitors. Mississippi State all discombobulated here, and couple it with the Mizzou defense. 9 seconds to shoot here. Bulldogs will keep it.
Caleb Grill got a great release, but he also has a great understanding how to get his shot off. Feels the pressure by Riley Kugel just out of the corner of his eye. Peripheral vision. Shows the basketball. You know I love a great basketball fake, pump fake right there. Allows the defense to slide by him. Gathers himself, goes up. I think he barely hit the rim.
Dennis Gates has underscored just the confidence and the belief that he is playing with right now. Matthews, he's never been that great from distance. Missed that one long. So Mizzou is just, they are foot on the gas right now.
They are. And they had the opportunity to run transition. Tony Perkins says, okay, let's work a little clock.
Perkins nearly lost it. Nwoko is a little hobbled, reaching for his left foot. Now the ball will stay here with the Tigers.
And going back to Missouri, and they're just extra effort points. Getting on the glass, right? Deflections. And I feel like the last 2 Mississippi State layups, those are point-blank shots. You've got to finish those strong. Go up, create contact if you have to. The officials are putting you on the free throw line. Take advantage of it.
Anthony Robinson back on the floor. Sophomore point guard, left-hand dribble. Looking for Grill, lets it fly, puts it in. He's got 6 on a rampage today in Starkville.
and just a catch and shoot. Sean Jones says there is no way he is going to catch and shoot. Going to his right and pull this. Yet he did.
They've got Mississippi State
all rattled.
Out of sorts.
All rattled.
He wants another. Instead, passes up. Tamar Bates now on the attack. Cruz can't handle it. So that might be the first Missouri mistake of this second half.
And watch this. Grill is going to his right. See how he does the hop? He plants his right foot, hops, gets on balance. That allows a shooter to get on balance when you're coming to the left if you're a right-handed shooter.
What, like the sort of kind of mental state you're in when things are clicking. What is that confidence like? There's Matthews.
Well, it's a great feeling, and it's one of those where everything visually looks great. It visually looks great to you. You put it up, it feels good, but a lot of it is how does it look? And it looks great to Caleb Grill right now as the grill is heating up. Well, he's already hot.
It's
grill is hot.
It's on fire.
He's cooking.
We got some lighter fluid on this thing. Another, missed that one. Almost tracked down the loose ball. He is 6 of 11 from distance. Sean Jones Jr. now makes it back-to-back buckets for the Bulldogs. Look, Pat, we got 12 minutes in this game.
That's what Mississippi State has to do, though. Defensive rebound, challenge shots. I realize Missouri's making some tough ones. They got to challenge with defensive rebound, get out in transition from easy buckets.
Jones just blankets Grill that time, and you might as well take the foul. Better than an open three. Caleb Grill with his second straight 20-point game. And he's hit 6 from deep. Dialed in. Mizzou's up 21. That's just more so. Caleb Grill is in an absolute zone right now.
If you're Mississippi State, you think to yourself, how can Grill keep up this pace, right? He's going to cool off at some point or not find his shots. The challenge for Mississippi State's defense is you can't lose sight of Tamar Bates, Mitchell, Perkins. They're so well balanced on the offensive end. It's not about one guy, although Grill is having a career night.
It has been a unique, winding journey to where Caleb Grill is at this season. It's 6th year. Benefits, of course, from that expanded eligibility after the COVID season. He's from Wichita. Remember, he started his career at Iowa State, played for Steve Prohm. When Prohm was let go by Iowa State, transferred to UNLV. Played 1 season there, only to come back, play for TJ Otzelberger for a couple of seasons. You know, his best year.
That defense is not going to get State back in this game.
No, I don't think so. His best season, Pat, 37% from distance. That was a couple of years ago. But now he is healthy. He has matured. He has developed. And this is an off-the-charts career season for the Wichita native. Again, about 50% from beyond the arc. And you can see his journey to this career breakout season. Some twists and turns.
There's a lot of commonalities between Iowa State campus and the UNLV campus, right?
Commonalities.
I've been to both. Had a great time down at Hilton. Went to the game down there.
Yeah.
Iowa State.
A little tougher to find a blackjack table, I think. Here's Gray inside. Count it, and the foul.
Kevin,
so it's a 25-point lead again. Wow.
Back-to-back points in the paint for Missouri. And we've been talking about the three-point line, as we should. However, just all of those things, points in the paint, Missouri 20, Mississippi State 12. Now Mississippi State has missed quite a few of those point-blank shots, I'll call them, which they should have finished. Missouri hasn't.
55% from the floor, Missouri is as a team. I mean, they have been locked in. Going to get somebody for a lane violation. I mean, take your pick. Gray with a little hitch there.
Last week against Ole Miss, Josh Gray had 4 free throw attempts. His first, he kept doing that, and Ole Miss kept going over the line, kept over the line. He ended up going over 4 from the free throw line in 1 trip.
He's just trying to get... Pocket pass, Murphy, fouled by Cruz.
Like that early action for Mississippi State, before Missouri looked like they were getting back in that zone defense, just trying to keep everything outside of the paint. They recognize that Mississippi State's not finding from the three-point line. Keep Mississippi State out of the paint. That time, good early action.
So remember, we got Friday Night Heights coming up. This is next weekend's doubleheader. Top 15 showdown. Florida is in Fayetteville to face Arkansas, and then Kentucky and top-ranked Oklahoma at 8:30 Eastern. Friday Night Heights. That is every Friday on the SEC Network. It'll be another exciting evening. If you are on the Missouri side today, this has been quite the exciting, encouraging performance. That time Melendez just all over the smaller Robinson. That is the third foul on Melendez.
Trying to make something happen, anything happen. Missouri got multiple strong ball handlers, just not going to give it up. They're a physical team as well from every position.
This has been an extremely impressive showing from every vantage point for Mizzou. We've highlighted the defense. Robinson gets stuffed by Jones. Shot clock doesn't reset, and the Bulldogs retake it. That's a foul on Robinson. He and Melendez got tangled up. So Owen Short, one of our officials today, immediately whistled Robinson for a foul, and then he swirled the finger. So this is one of those. We're going to go to the monitor and see if there was any funny business there.
You could see that rendezvous was going to happen at the beginning of that defensive possession. They were dancing a little bit, top of the key.
So there's KB Burdett and Owen Short over to the monitor.
The previous play call of a common foul is under further review.
So let's see if there was anything additional here that would warrant this being upgraded to a flagrant one. But you are right. There was, there was a pretty. Those two were going body to body, I should say, at the start of this possession. So Melendez is reaching for it.
Looked like Robinson just fell forward.
Well, the only thing that I would think,
a little bit.
That's the only thing right there. Remember, we instituted that hook and hold into the game a few years ago.
It was already called a foul on Anthony Robinson.
That's right.
So the foul is there on him. It's just a matter of that hold. Did he
Do we have anything
down?
excessive? I would, if I'm hearing what you're saying, I don't think there's anything there to upgrade it to.
Common foul on 0 gold is confirmed. White ball.
Right, but I do understand that they did want to go to the monitor at the end of that sequence to confirm. So Mississippi State will have it here.
Great crew today, huh?
Oh, for sure.
Great officiating.
NCAA tournament caliber crew. These guys have worked the tournament on an annual basis. That's Burdett, Short, Santos. So if you're the Bulldogs, this has just been a stop and start choppy sequence in a game that you've been down double digits since halftime and have fallen behind by as many as 25 in what's been an overwhelming performance from from Missouri, excuse me.
And right there, Missouri goes to the 1-3-1. They are telling Mississippi State, if you win this game, you're going to beat us from the three-point line. We're not allowing anything into the paint. We're challenging everything at the rim.
Cruz gets Jones flying, puts it up, and knocks down another triple. That is the 13th for Missouri today. And Jacob Cruz with his third. Melendez blocked by Cruz. Wow, they are making every play this afternoon.
It's just a very disciplined defense. Missouri has not made many mistakes on the defensive end or the offensive end. Right there, great rotation to protect the rim again.
Yeah, I'm with you. The half-court defensive performance from Missouri. I know
followed
they've hit a lot of threes. Yeah, but that's been impressive.
Even on the offensive end, they're understanding Mississippi State's defense, how to attack, when to attack, and they've been good when Mississippi State has come in for help, kick it out to the weak side, just It's great decision making on both ends by Missouri from all their players.
So they beat Ole Miss last weekend at Mizzou Arena. That's a nice move that time from Murphy.
That's where you got to get it to against that zone. And Keyshawn Murphy is a great decision maker at 6'10". Get it to him. He can facilitate too.
71-45 advantage for Missouri on the road. The game as a youngster, he was like, I thought I was watching the Lakers. He just loved hoops, fell in love with them, and has been on his coaching journey for more than 3 decades.
He told me about his high school. He was a dominant athlete in every sport.
Yeah, we saw it.
Yeah, he's a very good player. And that's a win by, wow, spoke too soon. And then without the defensive rebound.
That's an offensive foul on Missouri, so the Bulldogs catch a break there. It has obviously been an arduous day for Mississippi State. This thing continues to bleed, if you will. They were down 14 at the break. They trailed for the majority of the first half, and the deficit has only grown further and further. Missouri has just kind of had their foot on the gas, and it's been an off day for the Bulldogs. This is Delquan Warren, the freshman, will get some run here with 8:20 to go.
Delquan Warren, Pennsylvania native, and you can just tell Missouri has everything clicking, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you make 13 threes on the road, you take care of the offensive glass. And on the other end, it was just Mississippi State didn't have anybody that could give outside of Josh Hubbard that offensive push. Keyshawn Murphy has come on. And you're right about that. It just seems like the energy level has really dipped. I thought coming out of the half, Mississippi State had high energy coming in, but Missouri did what they needed to do, make a couple of tough buckets and just end that.
They have not let up. You just saw Caleb Grill. He's got 6 threes. He's 2 off of his career high. He's got 20 today.
We got 82 minutes left in the game. Mississippi State has plenty of time to come back. Kevin Fitzgerald.
We normally say we got plenty of time here.
I was going to say 80 minutes, 21 seconds. You know, that's.
You might have a little time to stage a comeback. No. That's a foul on Perkins.
Yeah, well, first of all, you have to string together defensive stops if you Mississippi State. That previous possession, you forced a deep 2 jump shot. You don't get the offensive rebound. Missouri comes back again, puts it up. Give up the offensive rebound. Fortunately, they called a foul. You can't string defensive stops together. You got no chance.
You know, and speaking of defense, too, Murphy's going to get another look at the basket, so that provides a little spark. But, Pat, I want to underscore this. Josh Hubbard took 28 shots on Wednesday. He hit half of them. His career performance of 38 against Alabama. He has taken, he has only taken 5 shots today against Mizzou. He's got 16 points, but he's only taken 5 shots. And he has not even attempted a shot this half. 2 to shoot. Cruz, turnaround. Warren gets tangled up with Gray. And I do think they're going to whistle Josh Gray for his first personal. So it will go back the other way.
And to your point, I guess we got our under 8, but we'll get into what Missouri has done defending Josh Hubbard, but making life difficult for him.
Dominant performance for a Missouri team that remains in the upper echelon of the league. They've won 5 out of their last 6, and they're looking to make it back-to-back ranked wins. 7:40 to go and start. So, Pat, when you play in this league, this particular season, you are going to have opportunities to beat the best. Missouri, though, has certainly grabbed those opportunities. They have ran with them. They have beaten Kansas when they were the top-ranked team in December. They won at Florida in mid-January, scored 83 in that game. And then just last week, their 3rd win against a ranked opponent, scored 83 against Ole Miss. And look at this score today against a top 15 team.
That Florida win, to me, was the eye-opener. because Florida is a legit Final Four team. Not that Kansas wasn't, but non-conference rival at home. You know what I mean? There's that. But you go on the road to Florida, who was rolling, and they were a legit team. To see how Missouri was able to match the physicality on the road and get a W there, which is one of the most difficult places to play in the entire country. Out there in Gainesville, that opened my eyes.
So they have been in control. I would say that that latter portion of the first half, Perkins with a pretty finger roll. You know, they were up for much of that first half. It was the latter portion where they started to extend the lead, ended the half on a 12-1 run. So they really just took the juice out of this place. They were up 14 at the break. Hubbard, just his 6th attempt today, offline on the 3. They went on a similar 12-0 run early in this half, and they have just slowly but surely.
Yeah, they turned the faucet off, Mississippi State. They said, if you're going to beat us, it's going to be from a three-point line, and it won't be Josh Hubbard from the three-point line. As you see, though, Hubbard got a shot there. However, that's his first field goal attempt in the half, so he hasn't had a lot of good looks at it.
You could play out an entire 18-game season. You're not going to have too many lopsided games quite like this between two ranked opponents. There's Murphy on the follow that time. I mean, a moment ago, that was a near 30-point advantage for Mizzou.
Well, Mizzou has great depth, 8 different guys in double-figure minutes. We talked about how they can, Coach Gates can just send them out in waves. Foul trouble, we can handle it. Maybe it's not a particular guy's night from the offensive end. Somebody else is always there to step up. You've got three-point shooting around your roster. You also have guys who can take it to the hole. Kevin Fitzgerald and finish at the rim. From the guard position, forward position, really well-balanced team.
But it does seem like just about everybody, I would say everyone, has bought thoroughly into that. It's one thing to have a deep rotation, but you've got a group and collection of players. They really seem to embody, hey, any given night, we're going to feed the hot hand.
Right. I was talking to Dennis Gates' brother, Armin Gates, who's an Oklahoma assistant. He says, what do you think? I said, listen, your brother, Coach Gates, makes his players feel 10 feet tall and made out of steel. And he says, I give my players this team, right? He wants them to feel like it is their team, their decision, and that's why they own everything. And he's done a really good job of teaching these guys. I know Coach used to tell me, Nolan Richardson, you can give a kid a fish and feed him for a day, teach him how to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. And so if you can instill that good decision-making, coaching's a lot easier than some other people make it.
Well, it's not easy, but things have looked easy today for Missouri. I mean, they have been the aggressor. They have capitalized on both ends of the floor. And so, Pat, they're 5:30 away now from what would be their 6th league win. So they'd be at 6-2 in league play, and they would remain just a win behind both Auburn and Alabama. Again, both of those teams play later today. So we shall see where they fare. But they continue to assert themselves as an upper echelon team in the SEC this year. Now, maybe not just a top half team. They are firmly right now in that conversation as we're nearing the halfway mark of league play for a regular season title.
Right, and it's just remarkable the decision-making of Missouri today against just an aggressive, tough, physical Mississippi State team that makes you uncomfortable. Tamar Bates obviously coming into this as their leading scorer, 13.5 points per game. Tamar's got 12 right now. Another part of their well-balanced offensive attack.
There's Hubbard, that's his 5th triple. So, Pat, he has 19, and it's Keyshawn Murphy, the only other Bulldog in double figures. Got Matthews harassing Bates here. They're trying to play this one out. Look, you never know what can happen, but this is a significant gap with 4:20 to go. Look at that number. 14 threes for Missouri. That's one off of their season high. Deadly from distance. And Bates hits the turnaround.
Well, you see how if you can, and your jump shot doesn't always travel, right? We talk about it all the time. Defense travels, rebounding travels, just toughness travels. Sometimes the jump shot doesn't fit in the luggage, but when it does, you see the damage you can do on the road.
Hubbard now, okay, is thrown in back-to-back. Let me ask you this very quickly. It's a road game, okay? This place was jumping. But if you're Mizzou, first game of the day, so sometimes you just get up and play. Is there an advantage there?
I tend to, as a player, enjoyed the early tip time, right?
Missouri has as well. 80-piece today for the Tigers. They're 44, so Tennessee now improves to 5-4 in league play. Missouri firmly cementing itself with another ranked win. This would be its 4th of the season. If it closes this thing out, final 3:32, they would get to 6-2.
5 white is confirmed on shooter for 1-1.
Pat, what has stood out to you most about just the dominant, overwhelming play today from Mizzou?
To me, it has been their decision-making. When they've attacked Mississippi State's defense, they understood, okay, where are our shots going to come from? So they would attack the paint. They wouldn't over-dribble into the lane. They'd go just enough to move State's defense to one side, and then they great skip pass. That's what started some of their three-point shots from the defensive end. They were connected. They knew who and how to defend different personnel from Mississippi State, saying, hey, we're not going to let Josh Hubbard beat us from three-point line. Make other guys do that. They were just connected on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, before Hubbard took a handful of threes the last few minutes. Now he's taken 10 shots. He had only taken 5 the first 32 minutes of the game. I mean, they were all over him.
I know people are checking their scores right now and probably refreshing their app to say this can't be the correct score. Can't be.
That one's up and down. So for Missouri, this would be their 2nd straight win against a ranked opponent. First time in a road win, I should say. Long time that has happened. You know, if you look at how the season has played out for Missouri, they opened the year at Memphis. They allowed 83 in the opener there, lost that one, but then went on to win 10 in a row. A lot of those games were at home, outside of the annual bragging rights game. And they open up conference play at Auburn, lose that one. Since they went on the road, beat Florida, they are very much in position here to pick up another ranked win. Outside of that clunky game in Austin a week and a half ago, they only scored 53 in the loss to Texas. Again, this program has been trending upward. This will now be 6 wins, their last 7.
And you look at what Coach Gates did in his first season, had a fantastic season, tournament. Last year they struggled, and talking with Coach Gates last year, he told the story of how his mentor, Coach Leonard Hamilton, Florida State, has prepared him for a difficult season like last year for Missouri. And I credit Coach Gates and his staff. They did not change their approach. They didn't, you know, even through winless conference, and they maintained the same confidence, teaching ability, relationship with their players. And you see the result now is success in year 3.
Well, they're very much tournament caliber roster, just like where they were a couple of seasons ago. So this is our primetime matchup later today. Texas A&M is in Columbia. Tip-off time at 8:30 right here on the network. Remember, coming up after this one at 3:30 Eastern, we've got the 24th ranked Vanderbilt Commodores. Okay, they are in Norman. Take on the aforementioned Sooners, as you're talking about Dennis Gates' brother before. Vandy, all right, the 14th different SEC team. There's only 16 in the league, okay? 14th different SEC team that has appeared in the AP Top 25 poll.
That's pretty
I mean,
special.
come on.
Right, and that's Coach Byington had to reload his entire roster. Did a good job. Of course, brought some guys from James Madison with him. The right collection of guys. Plays an exciting brand of basketball. Great half-court defensive team.
Hubbard releases. So he's going to have another 20-point game today, Pat. It will be very much in vain. This will be his 8th 20-pointer of the season. He's got 24 right now. Hubbard obviously was by no means the issue if you're Mississippi State. You know, looking at it from the Bulldogs' vantage point, it was a quick turnaround. You play Wednesday night. You have opportunities late to beat the 4th-ranked Tide. Ultimately fell 88-85. You turn around, and Missouri is got 80+ on you today. Now, Mississippi State will have that week off before they next face Georgia in Athens a week from today. So this could be a perhaps timely week off. Another 3 goes down. That is a season high 15 for Missouri.
Yeah, and people will focus on that 3-point shot, and likely they should. But Missouri really has done a good job of winning every category. Rebounding battle, turnover battle.
Honor Boateng, by the way, with the latest triple.
Little Rock.
Yeah,
Little Rock,
Rock in the house.
In the house, great freshman, great young talent. And I do have a question for Damian Fishback after your pro.
Is that right? Hold on a second.
Yo, I do.
Question.
No, I got a question for Damian.
You know, we're going to hear from the studio just a.
Fish is the man of many questions. He likes to ask them. I don't know if he's going to like answering them though.
Well, so he's typically the professor.
Oh,
Pop
yeah.
quizzes, and so
Fish
now
facts.
are you saying that the pupil is about to surprise the professor with the pop quiz?
That is exactly right. She was
Just
on
an
the other
analogy.
foot now.
I don't believe you're a student.
Oh, I'm always learning. I'm always learning. Because I forget so much, I have to always be learning.
You mentioned the fish before. Is that the goldfish memory you got going
Oh,
on?
yes, goldfish. They, I don't know what it was. I blame it on my brother, but one day they were all just belly up in the fish bowl. I don't know what happened.
We have worked a lot of fish analogies in here today. I don't know why. Maybe apropos. You'll hear from Damian Slay and Peter Burns in just a few moments. 48.3 to go in what has been since late first half a Missouri dominant performance. Quadruple header tomorrow on the women's side. It gets started at noon. The defending national champ South Carolina takes on Auburn. They got LSU won the national title 2 years ago. Faces quality Mississippi State Club at 2. Top 15 battle in Norman at 4. And then Texas A&M at 6 Eastern.
As time ticks away here at the end of the game, my question for Damian Fishback. Very simple question.
Very simple, okay.
Auburn now sitting at 7-0 in SEC play. Playing Ole Miss right now. Damian Fishback. Will Auburn finish the season undefeated in conference play?
By the way, can we get one more Peyton Marshall highlight?
There you go, big fella.
Throw down there
Fish.
for the freshman from Atlanta.
And I don't run away from the answer. Will Auburn finish conference play undefeated this year? Damian Fishback.
When is the last SEC team to do that? Well, anywho, Missouri, 88 points in a dominant performance, not just offensively, but defensively as well. Pat, they hit 15 threes a week after they made 11 against Ole Miss. It is a 27-point win for Mizzou. And Caleb Grill with 6 of those 15. He had a Tiger best 20 today. For Pat Bradley and our entire great crew, I'm Kevin Fitzgerald saying so long. The pop quiz, Fishback. What do you got? Let's go to Charlotte.
Grilled.
Charlotte now. It's halftime. Here's Peter.
It is the show me state, and they're saying, show me a little respect. That's right.